Okay, for this chapter, we're gonna see how to place the designs or the designs of the mask you're gonna cut, how to put it in the software to be cut, and what the result of those will be, using also flip horizontally, so you don't have to retrace some of those masks, etc. So let's go right ahead because this chapter is going to take a little bit longer than the other ones. Let's make some cuts. Okay, we have already, you seen me done this section. This is the left side of the tail. With this mask, I will paint the stars. Okay, now this also the same side of the tail with this mask, I will paint the red section. And this is the bottom of the tail. Let me show you what it looked like. Okay, so this red here is the area I'm cutting with the stars and the bottom of the um, of the tail. I'm leaving this notch here, this hole here, because they will be like guides in order for me to paint them later. Okay, so now let's go to make the other side. Okay, this is the left part, side of the tails. But this is easier to make. I don't need to scan the other one. I just click Control C to copy, and Control V as in Victor to paste. Now I do right click and let me just show you maybe this better. Anyway, let's click here, then flip horizontally. So now I have the two sides of the mask, left and right. I will do the same thing with this here. Just Control C, Control V, and then right click, flip horizontally. Now I have the other side also. But okay. Now same thing with this one. Control C, Control V, flip horizontally. Okay, so I made some adjustments. This page looks different than the previous one, and that's because the Silhouette Design Studio decided to install an update now, and everything changed. I actually couldn't even connect my Bluetooth, the coder with the PC, but now everything is working. Now everything looks, like the correct size for the mat. Anyway, these are the areas that I will cut. Now let's go to the settings where you see the settings. When you click here, send. Okay, by the way, this is exactly the same area as the mat. You can change it, of course, but that's standard. But I've never needed to change those. So now you go to send, and what happened? Just be careful. I have not been able to uh, uh, put the settings automatically um, in in a number that I want to use right away without adjusting anything. So yours might come like this: force 20, blade depth 3, passes 1, speed 4, and this is overcut on check. And it should, in my case, when I click here, I'm using the Bluetooth, um, and um, and it's ready. Okay, it took a while actually. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it connects right away, etc. Okay, you just go and read some of the Google how this thing works. But actually, I haven't had the need to adjust it. Now, for sure, force. That's how much force of the blade uh, the machine makes, maybe for different materials. But for this one, I have I haven't had the need to put more than one. But it depends, and this is very important. But right now, we'll leave it in one. Blade depth is, like it says, how deep it goes. Okay. For some reason, when I tried to cut a couple of months ago, I made a mistake and cut right here in the plastic, not in the Oramaks. And my blade that was cutting perfectly is starting to do weird things, to drag the cuts in very small cuts when they were small, and you could see it didn't work. So when I was trying to lift the mask, it some of the cuts weren't deep enough, but before they were. So I just adjust that thing to uh, blade depth to 3, so I don't have to change the blade. Passes, it all depends. Usually I leave it in 1. Sometimes when they are complicated, maybe I might add another pass, but that's up to you. Speed, usually leave it in 1, sometimes 2. Now, this year, overcut. This is weird. Okay. I had a more or less new blade, 3 4 months 3 months old, and I was getting I could see all in all my cuts, they weren't in some areas. You could see the blade kind of damage a little bit the Oramask. Something, I mean, it wasn't bad, but you could see it wasn't good. And I know, I just decided to uncheck this. Okay. And and everything worked just fine. So in your case, if something is not cutting right, the overcut is just like what it shows here. For example, a triangle just goes a little bit over the line, and then another one a little bit over the line, so you can make maybe better cuts in corners like that. And so the cut will be, you know, if they are not deep enough here, for sure, you the machine will be cutting maybe the corners or some areas like that better. But in my case, I'm not selecting it because in my blade something happened with my blade. So you have to play with this. Some um, figures, some things might work better with a less depth blade, some with more, some with overcut check. I mean, that's something you have to start getting the feeling for that. If the speed is too, is not working right, just play with this. Okay, that's about everything I can tell you about that. So I only have to click send. That's it. Send. This might take a while, so I will come back. So this is final. It's done. Here. Let's take a closer look. Let's take a look. Okay, looks fine. And some things like that, uh, that they are not perfect cut. I mean, they are fine. Could be the blade and could be the setting. For example, like that a star there. Why? I mean, it's the same star as this one, as this one. It's just a copy paste. So why the hell that didn't work? Who knows? Could be setting, like I told you. Okay, I think I will leave it here. For the next chapter, I will show you how to place that mask, how to lift the mask and place it on the kid. So we're gonna leave it up to here.